show really quick. Hold on one second.
Danine's got red wine. Very good.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another terrible podcast by comics. I'm your host, Eerie Diamond. Hi. Let me introduce our guest for the day, Chelsea Bearce. Hey,
hello.
Girl. How you doing?
Hi.
Jeanette Marin. Sorry.
Oh, my God.
Hi. Kala Keller is supposed to be here soon, and but we're going to go ahead and get started because we're having a great conversation already.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Couple things I want to know. Jeanette, you are drinking a boba.
Yeah, boba tea, little black tea with some honey bobas. Oh my God, it's so good.
I can't fuck with bobas, dude. That's the weirdest thing. Like, if something's gonna shoot in the back of my throat, it's not gonna be a beverage. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like no.
In quarantine times, I'll take whatever I can get shooting in the back of my throat.
And that leads us to our first topic, which is actually not on here. First of all, can I have you guys introduce yourselves a little bit? Chelsea, why don't you introduce yourself to, you kind of know everybody, but just you kind of introduce who you are and what's up and
okay. Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Chelsea. Hi guys. Hello. I am no stranger to this show. There I am over Eerie's right shoulder. There it is. Yes. Those drawings. That needs to be a topic all on its own.
Oh, I already told her as soon as I walked in.
I was already shot down. There was already shot down happening from Jeanette. Not happy.
I'm a fellow stand-up comic in the Bay Area. I'm also a mother to a 4-year-old son. I have my own cake business as well, and I'm an actress and a singer on top of all that as well. So that is me. Hello.
Hi, singer. I didn't know about the singer thing.
Oh, Eerie, you didn't know that? Oh, and I'm a game show, and I'm a game show producer. I produce a game show called Who Wrote This Shit. But also, Eerie, I'm an award-winning karaoke singer. Yeah.
Oh,
I have won over $3,000 singing karaoke. That's 100% true.
Wow.
My God.
And I have trophies.
That's when you quit your job, your regular job.
When I had roommates, they were like, "Why are your trophies the only ones that are on the mantle?" And I was like, "Win something, fucker. Like that's on you." Like,
she liked those people. That's how she talks to people she loves. Heather Miles, right?
Oh, they can completely back me up on that. Yep. Yes. If I call you a name, especially some sort of slur, that means you're in my inner circle. Yeah. So welcome.
Once I figured that out, I was like, please bring on the rude. Jeanette, can you just introduce yourself a little bit and describe yourself and what's up,
I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh my God.
No, I am a stand-up comedian by choice. A mother of 4 by force. No.
By accident.
I have 4 children, which is why I do stand-up, because it gives me an outlet before I go absolutely insane. So currently I am in the 3rd breakdown of this pandemic. Oh my God. 3rd or 4th, who's keeping track, right? I that's pretty much all I do is survive children and do stand up. That's how I got them, was fucking. You're right.
Yes. So 4-year-old,
she's really good at it. Yeah.
I have 12 on Thursday, right? Wednesday. Yeah. One of those days.
Figure it out, Mom.
Listen,
figure it out.
A lot of dates to keep track with these guys. Okay. 12, 10, 7, and 5.
Okay.
I'm insane.
12, 10, 7, and 5. So like every 2 to 3 years you would get your fuck on, and right. And I'm sure at the beginning of that, right after the other kid, you would be like, oh no, we're gonna do all kinds of stuff to make sure this doesn't happen again. Because I've seen your stand up, and I know it's like, let's just go down the list of birth control, and nope. Fuck you. No.
Yeah,
bad,
my IUD is now named Olivia. That's a true story. True story. She's all wound up. I think it was the copper. She never stops talking. Lost Heather on that one. All right, Heather.
She was born with an antenna in her head.
They don't have kids yet, Jeanette. They don't have kids yet. So.
Heather. I really just gave up, and at this point, I would have to have a medical miracle to have another child because those tubes are all the way tied up. I told him double knot it.
Nice.
Is that allowed?
Nice.
Is there a zip tie in you right now? Be honest.
Right?
Say it.
Oh God, I hope so. There's ever a time I'd be happy for them to leave a clamp in. That would be it.
Jesus Christ.
Just clamp it down and leave it tight.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay.
That would have to be your 5th kid's name is Clamp.
Oh my God. Her 5th kid. Can you imagine?
I can, and
No.
it's not happening.
I can't. No.
Wow.
I have
Wow.
one and I want to kill myself. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. Let's just do a quick check-in and see how everybody's doing.
Not
Chelsea,
not good.
how are you doing? Well, that's fine too. Chelsea, how you doing? How's everything going? How are you doing in this lockdown pandemic?
I'm fine. I feel like everyone's just gone on this fluctuation. I've said this multiple times, I think, on this show. But like, you know, you go through your ebbs and flows and everyone has like good 20 minutes, bad 20 minutes. Like we've all done that. And you go through like cycles. You know, like I went through my cycle of just like, now I'm drinking hard liquor from the bottle, like Jeanette. And now I'm like, well, let me care about my body and I'm going to drink water and work out. And like, it's just like we go through, and I'm at the phase now where I buy fake flowers at Hobby Lobby and I have candles everywhere. Like, it's just like, I mean, it's, you just go through these like weird fluctuations of like, I guess this is who I am now in quarantine, you know, like there was the baking of the bread, you know, like everyone goes through this quarantine character and it's like, which page am I on today? I'm not sure. So, yeah, it's fine. I'm fine. Is this where I talk about what I did before the show, or are we saving that for another show?
No. I
Not
just
yet.
want you to
We're
know
checking
the scary thing is the fact that you said you were fine like 8 times in a row.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm
I'm fine.
fine.
I'm
I'm
fucking
fine.
fine. I'm fine.
Say it again.
I'm
fine.
fine. I'm fine.
I used to be crazy, but I'm much better now. Like that's kind of like, yeah, kind of. That was the part.
I feel like that's how the quarantine is. I feel like that's what the pandemic is, because everyone, we are so on autopilot to be like, hey, how are you? What are you doing today? And like those questions now make me want to punch you in the throat. Like, don't ask me how I am. Don't ask me what I'm doing.
Don't ask me, oh, you have any weekend plans? Shut the fuck up.
What do you think I'm doing this weekend?
No, stop
this.
it. Now,
I'm doing this.
Stop it.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I don't know what just happened. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Jeanette, how's everything going? You've been in lockdown with 4 children. Any pets you've been in lockdown with as well? You've got, oh no, here she goes. Yep.
She just texted me less than 2 minutes ago and said, I have to pick up my kids. I'm not going to drink.
Yeah, no, that was a small tip.
See?
It was, no, you know, Chelsea is like, oh, we go through our ebbs and flows and I'm fine. No, I've gone through all the, you know, puzzle phase and bread phase, and all of them have been bad. Just
the puzzle one. Good job. I forgot
puzzle
that
phase.
One. Yeah, I forgot that one.
Yeah. Baked the bread, you know, started projects, redid rooms, rearranged the furniture. I have 4 children going through distance learning in my house at all times. And it's not good. I'm going crazy. I'm jealous of my own dreams because I can just be with other people. You know, I just, in my dreams, I'm just talking to humans and I'm like, oh, I wish I could sleep all day so I could do that. Is that normal? Is that okay? No, I'm not okay. I love that, like, people will go, oh, how you doing still? Yeah, I hate that question, Chelsea. And I always answer honestly. I'm always like, not great. And then they don't want to go into it. And I'm like, then you shouldn't have asked.
You just slowly back away. Like,
right.
Because it used to be one of those questions that you just like shove off. It's like, how are you? Oh, it's we're fine. I mean, it's fine. It's a good day. Next. Like, you just continue. It's just a time filler. But now it's like, oh, you want to know my fucking day is?
How do you think it is? I'm trapped in this house. It's a hostage situation. It's what I'm going through. I can't leave. And, not good.
Holy shit.
Janine, what are you eating? What are you eating, Janine? Pizza? What you got? Yes, girl.
Denise's always like in her
basil pesto broccoli pizza.
I know exactly the pizza you're talking about. I worked at Trader Joe's for 10 years. Hell yeah, girl, get it. Fucking get it.
She's always in like a comfy chair, drinking some wine, fucking just kicking it. Like that's
great. That's great. But broccoli on your pizza?
Yeah, I know it's weird.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not my favorite.
I'm with it.
I'm if I don't know if you guys care.
Hey Eerie, how are you? How are you? Oh my
God, I'm so glad you asked. I'm good. I'm good, but again, I'm still doing the fucking weird thing. Like I don't have kids, and so I am very like not having to deal with that. Yeah, I'm already free, right, with that. But the thing that's funny is I have this weird thing where I'm just like I want to go do things, but I don't. Just like, does that make any sense? Yeah. Today I was like, let's go on a drive and we're gonna go to IKEA and blah. Yeah. And then we just didn't. And then we just didn't.
My friend said my friend said that he posted on Facebook that he feels like he's developing agoraphobia, where you are scared to leave your house, like the what about Bob thing, he's like, I think I'm developing that, and this is going to take some time to like remedy, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's true. Like I go on a walk and I see a human and I'm like, like I'm just like, what do I do? Where's my mask? And I gotta cross the street. Like, it's just like, why am I scared of people now?
It's absolutely causing a complex in my kids. Because like my neighbor came over to she has a orange tree, and she brought over a bag of oranges, and she was outside with the mask on, and my son comes to the door and he's like, are you sick? I'm like, no, baby, she's not sick. But that's like his first question to this person in our lives, it's causing them issues. We're gonna have to spend some.
It's hard for kids to. I know we're gonna address this later. Eerie, but I'm just gonna
do it right now. Let's talk about motherhood during the lockdown.
Oh, thank God, because I'm gonna
talk about it.
Yeah, it's really hard because like my son's 4, so Jeanette and I have our sons are very close in age. So my son is 4, and so it's hard for him to grasp what's happening. Like we pass by exactly 29 fucking playgrounds driving anywhere on this planet, and we can't stop there. And we live very close to Six Flags, and we have to pass it multiple times. And he's like, well, there's Six Flags. And I'm like, yep, it's not open. Hasn't been open for a year. And he's like, is it the Big Sick? And that's what I tell him, like that's what's happening is the big sick. But he can't play with his friends because of the Big Sick. He can't go into sports because of the Big Sick. He can't go to the playground because of the Big Sick. And it's just like, and then in his mind he's like, oh, people are sick, why don't they take medicine? And I'm like, well, I wish I could tell you. But I don't really fully understand what's happening. The world doesn't understand what's happening. So trying to explain it to a mind that's not developed is just, it's really, really challenging to try to explain it to them and make it okay, but also keep your energy up to where it's like they have some sort of normalcy, whatever the fuck that word means. It's really hard. It's really hard.
I've definitely, like, I used to be a lot more strict before the pandemic, and now I've loosened a lot. Like my kids only had screen time Friday through Sunday. They only got sweets on special occasions. They thought cakes only happened for birthdays, right? And now I'm just like, every night dessert. You know why? Because you deserve it, because you've survived another day in this bullshit lockdown. Like,
right.
Wow. It's like the 20s, and then once everything comes back, you're gonna be like, nah, bitch, no more dessert for you. Like, it's gonna get crazy. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like, what did we do wrong? Mommy hates us now.
That's real though. I did look into that too. Like this, because the Spanish flu was like whatever. It was 2 years long, and then the Roaring 20s were right after that. And I'm like, yo, that's this. Like when the world opens up and like we can like see humans again, we're gonna fucking rage, dude.
It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane.
It's gonna get bananas.
And so I will tell you the one thing, I'm not a mom. I'm just an auntie, which is fucking great for me because I'm terrible with kids. So, but it's great because I'm an auntie. But I have to tell you, my 4-year-old niece, she's like, we used to, when it first started, the way that we would explain the mask thing is we would be like, oh, we're all playing doctor. So then like we would all put the mask on because we're all doctors. And then we go to a store and she'd be like, look, look, Auntie, everybody's a doctor. And I'm like, yeah. Like there's no way.
When someone tells her that in high school, she's gonna have a very different
very different
thought about this.
And
let's play doctor. And
she'll be like, okay, here we go. Like what? Like, and she's even like, they come home and they immediately wash their hands. And I went to their house and she's like, Auntie, you didn't wash your hands. You didn't touch, you can't touch anything. You didn't wash your hands. And I'm like, wow, this is so crazy. She's 4 years old and she's now conditioned to like put her mask on, take her mask off, wash her hands. Like she's like, can I have sanitizer?
My son's the same way. Like, if I have to go to the grocery store with him, right? And I've always been one of those moms where, because a lot of moms I know will keep their kids at home so they can get errands done. And I'm always been that mom where I'm like, no, I need to take my kid on all the errands so that he knows how to fucking act in public. My kid is going to know how to act in public. And so I take him with me on all these errands. And there have been multiple times where I have so much going on in my head, and just to get out of the car and park and make sure I have everything and I have the list and all this stuff. And he's actually reminded me a couple of times, like, Mom, my mask. And I'm like, oh, that's right. Oh my God. Why do you live in this world? Okay. Yes, our mask. Okay. But it's like, it's true. Like, it's just, but you give the kids that structure. As much as you think that kids want this freedom, they thrive when they have fucking structure. They thrive when they have some sort of routine or rules or boundaries. That will mold this child to be a decent human being.
Yeah. And you're doing it. Are really doing well in the distance learning too, because of the structure. And like, I know a lot of kids aren't, and it's a big problem, but my kids are actually doing really well because they're just like, okay, they are so good at technology now, way beyond anything we would ever be. And they're just like, this is my routine. This is what I got to do. All right. After school, I get a cookie, like they're fine. As long as they have that routine,
that's one thing that I haven't had to deal with because we went into this and Chance is too young to be in the distance learning. But that's something that I always had in the back of my mind with Jeanette, is that she's got kids in 3 different grades on distance learning now. 4, right? I mean, but he started in the pandemic, right?
Quarantine, Well, he was in preschool, but he started kindergarten.
Right? Yeah, which is what my son is going into in the fall. He will be in kindergarten, and we didn't do preschool, So my mom is a retired school teacher, so she kind of took on that preschool role because I didn't realize. You don't realize. Like you can go through the birthing classes, you can go through the parenting, read all the books you want. You don't know this shit until you're living it. And no one told me how much preschool was. Like I had no idea. Wow. And to do it with, I'm by myself, you know what I mean? Like I have my mom helping me out. His dad is present on the weekends, but it's like, I didn't know that preschool was thousands of dollars. I was like, there's no way. I tell dick jokes on a Wednesday in San Francisco. I'm not paying for fucking preschool. Like I can't do that. So it's just, it was crazy to find that out. But yeah, distance learning adds a whole different aspect and level to this pandemic shit, because now, like, and a lot of parents who do work, they're working outside the home, but then their kids have to be home, so they have to work out how to balance all of this stuff, and it's been a challenge for everybody. But to be honest, we've been in this shit for a year now. We know how to make this shit work, so a lot of people know that. I mean, this might be the thing. A lot of office buildings are just closing because they don't fucking need them. It's like, we can do this shit at home. Let's make this shit work, Now
they've learned that they don't actually have to pay rent. What? Overhead. Let's go.
Right.
So, Jeanette, your kids, you have boys, girls? What do you have?
I have 3 girls and a boy.
Oh God, that poor little boy.
He's the youngest. He has 3 older sisters.
Yeah, he has 4 mothers is what he has.
Exactly. Exactly. Not like this, like that. What are you doing? Come over here.
And they have saved his life on multiple occasions. Like,
I'm sure.
Pulled him back from the curb. They have pulled him out of a pool once. Just like, I'm so glad that because he's the one that he's fearless. So he just runs at the pool. He just runs at, he's the one that's like, let's do the roller coasters when we used to go to Great America. He loves it. So him being fearless, I'm so glad he's the last one, because now I have multiple eyes to just keep an eye on him, which is great.
Nice. So you actually, wow, that's like so many kids to be in distance learning at the same time.
Yes.
In your house like that. And they're all in different grades. Like that's
it's
crazy.
a lot. And it's a lot for my oldest, who just started junior high this year. Which is, like, she has to go to like 7 different classes throughout the day. But probably the worst was for the kindergartner, because I also have my kids in Spanish immersion school, where they speak Spanish. In kindergarten, it's 90% Spanish and 10% English. And then it goes up like 80% Spanish, 20% English, and then by the time they're in 5th grade, they're fluent in both languages. Well, when you start off in kindergarten, 90% Spanish and on the computer, I mean, it's torture for this poor kid,
Right.
He's like, I gotta pay attention to this person who I don't understand at all.
Wow.
But it is getting better. He knows his numbers and his letters now in Spanish, and he's like, making moves. He's, especially math, he's really good at, because it doesn't need a language. But I feel for him. It's the hardest for him, I think.
Wow. Wow. And what about the socializing? Like, has that been weird? Like, cause your kids kind of have each other, but they're at such different ages that, and then like Chance, he doesn't have other kids to fucking play with and stuff. That's gotta be kind of weird,
Yeah, I'm really lucky that I have them all to play. Like at recess time, they play together in the yard, But the socialization for the junior high kid has been really hard, because that's the age where they need their friends all the time. And even my 5th grader, they get to talk to their own classmates, but they don't get to talk to their friends that are in other classes. So this whole year, it's her last year of elementary school, and she's like, I miss my friends and they can't see them. So it might not be the best solution, but for my soon to be 12-year-old who's turning 12 next week, we actually decided to give her a phone. And I probably wouldn't have for a couple more years, but because of the socialization aspect of the pandemic and the lockdown, we decided she can use the phone. She's a good kid, she's got straight A's, but she's gonna get a phone so that she can just connect with those friends.
Yeah.
I would do that, but of course no one wants me to be their mother, so I get that.
Yikes. I know. Jeanette showed.
I don't want kids, and kids don't want me to be their mom.
Oh, okay. So as long as the feeling's mutual, then I'm totally okay. With that.
But I'm best auntie ever.
What's worse is when you have the kids and they still don't want you to be their mom.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. That sounds terrible.
I'm definitely waiting for that day. I'm waiting for the day where Chance is like, I wish you were dead. And I'm like, yes,
That's like a mommy badge, it's like you get that little sash.
Yeah. Has that happened yet? Jeanette, has any of your kids been like, I wish you weren't my mom or anything like that?
Not.
I'm just asking.
Fantastic. I am such a good mom.
But that's not a reflection on if you're a good mom or not. That just,
it's not.
No, but I think it sure is. The younger they have it, if they're a teenager, that's okay. That's fine. If they're 8 and they're like, I hope you die, you might have done something wrong.
Yeah, that's actually 100% true. I'm gonna flip something. I'm gonna do number 6, being single during the lockdown.
Okay, well, I didn't talk about my kids' social aspects, so I'm gonna.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're doing great. This is a great show. No, my I'm sorry. It's fine. I'm such a bitch. And that will lead right into the single during lockdown.
Absolutely.
So it's great. No, my kid is very social. My kid's very social and very athletic, and which is why this whole thing has been a big struggle for me. So park time, walks. Going on walks. He's big with like water, like going to any sort of beach kind of situation to throw stuff and run and kick. Like he's just super athletic. But we do have, he has a little girl that is 5 weeks older than him, and they've grown up since they were, because her mom and I graduated together. And so now we have kids that are the exact same age. And so it's like, they get together usually about once a week, and just like, we've created that bubble. There's room for their family in my bubble so that our kids can, because they're both only children. And so it's like, they have this amazing bond because they've known each other their entire lives. And so we couldn't keep them away for this pandemic. So at least they have someone close. And then like we do my sister is a really big part of my life, and I talk to her almost every single day, but she lives in Canada.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of like, camera time and Zoom time and FaceTime and all this shit with my sister, with my mom, with my dad. And so when it comes to like kid time, my son doesn't have a lot of that. But I'm hoping, because he is such a social kid, I'm hoping that all this, just being surrounded by fun adults, will just kind of, I know it's not going to replace it, but I hope that it's okay for now, and just like, just strengthens him as a person. Because we all talk to him like, like even Auntie Heather and Uncle Miles, it's like they're in his life, he knows them by name, and they talk to him like an adult. No one really talks down to my kids. So I just think that that's also going to strengthen him when it comes to the social aspect of everything,
Chance is going to start school and be like, so how's your taxes, huh?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And with so many comedians in his life, he's going to be like, so you guys meet on Tinder? What's going on? Are you guys fucking? Yeah. Like, it's just like, that's
Tell me the story here. What's going on?
You're in first grade. The
good news is he's going to be fast. That's the thing. It's just he's going to be very fast because he's used to that kind of like around him.
Yeah. So, his timing already is terrifyingly good. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh no.
I love that.
A few of my kids, there's points where they say something and I'm like, can I use that?
Hell yeah.
That was really funny. Their timing is so good.
So I want to ask, I know I was getting into this, but I want to ask, you guys are both single. And
thank you. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, hey, nothing wrong with being single. And so what do you guys, what's it like being a single comedian mom during the pandemic? How's that treating you? How's that going?
Well, I mean, we separated in the pandemic, my husband and I, so it's very fresh and new. So I wouldn't say I'm single as much as separated, which is different.
Yeah.
Very different. I'm not, ready to mingle yet. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends are like, you should get on Tinder and Bumble and blah, 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 and all these things. And I'm just like, bleh. Oh God, that just seems like a daunting waste of my life. Just no offense. I know that it's great for a lot of people. And one day I will be on there, I'm sure. But for now, I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. You just kind of, I feel like it seems like you kind of have to get to like who you are, back to, you got to get from that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you kind of got to go from there to somewhere else, and then you can go somewhere else. You can't really
there's anything that you do now would be considered rebound, just like getting it out of your system, just feeling better. Like you have to have some time, because you were married for how long?
12 years.
And with him for how long?
15 years.
Okay. Wow. So you need you need some alone time, absolutely. Just like rediscover, because you're a different person now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not who you were 15 years ago, and that's thank God.
Yeah,
if you were, that would be so sad,
right.
So
well,
you gotta evolve and all that stuff.
My kids would be quite embarrassed by me if I was.
And if they don't,
right?
But that's the challenging part of a relationship too, is that if you're evolving and your partner's not evolving with you, and you guys aren't growing and moving in that same direction, that's when the splits occur.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's like, and I've done a ton of work on myself in this pandemic, and and even in the years leading up to it, because I've been alone for a very long time, but it's like to be okay with where I'm at now, and that takes time. But and to be honest, like I would think if in my like 20-year-old brain, if you talk to me and been like, hey, you're going to be 40 years old and be alone. Like I would think in my 20-year-old brain that that's the time when you settle. And it's like, well, now I'm going to just, take whoever I can get because my time is running out and da-da-da. And it's exactly the opposite. Like I'm now looking at people and I'm like, yo, my checklist is severe. You don't meet all those, get the fuck out of here. Like it's a list, yo. Yeah. Well, and it's like, and it makes me feel stronger. Like it empowers me to know that I have this many things that like you have to fit into these boxes. Yeah. Are there going to be some differences? Sure. Are there going to be some things where I'm like, yeah, we can compromise on that, but compromising doesn't have to equal settling at all. And that's my thing,
You know, it was funny. I was telling Chelsea this the other day is that, before the pandemic, I was doing all this material about getting divorced and like, oh yeah. And sometimes he was there and I was doing this material and cause we both knew it was coming, it was a long time. And I'd be like, don't worry, he doesn't know yet. And he's like standing right there, But like, what's funny is that now that it's actually happened, I haven't mentioned it once. I think this is the time I've talked about it, like, because I'm not ready yet. It's not. It's very
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once I start joking about it and get a lot more comfortable with that, then I think I can be more comfortable with it in general in my head.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think that, and thank you, Jason, for tipping us. I appreciate that. And I haven't even mentioned it. But I will say that I think I feel I've been with somebody for fucking ever, but I feel but that doesn't mean I'm still not growing and he's not growing. And we, one of us will get a little bit ahead and the other one's a little bit behind. And then it's like, one of you sees, like, there was a time when like I was way into just work and then he was doing all these movies and stuff and shit. And I was like, whoa, all the creative stuff. What the fuck? Like getting mad at him for being a better person and leaving me behind. And it's like, who can I really blame for that? That's me, And then it was like, then that inspired me to start comedy, which I started very late. I'm not one of those 20-year-old hoodie. I am wearing a hoodie, but one of those 20-year-old hoodie open micer comedians. I was like really fucking old when I started doing comedy. And but it's like, and then you're trying to catch up with each other. I've had so many people tell me that how we've been together for a really long time, like over 20 years. And people have asked me like, how do you guys do that? What are you guys doing? And what I always say is, we never stop trying to impress each other. So it's like, and impress each other like anything. Like I heard a podcast and let me tell you this great story on the podcast that happened. And then he's like, wow, that's so cool. Or I learned this thing, or I'm trying to make you laugh. He's trying to when he makes me laugh, he's like, ha, 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 my dick is so big, because he's like, you're a comedian. I made you laugh. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Like I think that, it's just, yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what I was talking about. I realize this completely goes against what I was asking you guys, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah, if only I had tried that. God,
yeah, right? Man, you guys are single and sad, but look at me.
No, it wasn't even that. I think it was more on the note of like, Jeanette, you were like, you realized that like you had to find, like this wasn't working and I need to find out who I am and I need to find out what's gonna work. And it doesn't necessarily have to be another dude or whatever. I need to find me and what's gonna make me happy, and then I can move on.
Like you're saying, you try to impress each other and stuff. Like I think when you are spending your nights like we are, and crowds are like loving you and comedians are like, oh, you're so great, and then you go home and they're like not interested.
Right.
Yes. It makes you kind of go, oh, okay.
Yeah. I've been in more relationships than not where my work is not deemed real work. Like I'm not working. I'm not, my work's not important. Their work is more important than me, you know? And I've told this multiple times where I really took that phrase where you're told as a kid, like find the one thing that makes you happy and do that for the rest of your life because you won't work a day in your life. Like I took that and just really made it. That's my mantra. Like that's how I live my life. I have like 6 jobs. That's fine. But all of them are things that I love to do. So it never really feels like I'm working. I'm always fucking working, but it never feels like it because it's just something that I like to do, you know, but just because I like to do it and it's not a 9 to 5 where I'm clocking in and making somebody else's dream come true doesn't mean that I'm not working and that my work's not important.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You know what I mean? So I've had that a lot. So.
And by the way, I want you to know that for me in my head, doing what you're doing to make your living takes way more fucking hustle than me having my regular job where I already know what that is I know what hours are, I know who my bosses are, I know what they expect.
But it's also, it's a very terrifying thing. There's more people on this planet who can't live knowing that next week, I'm not sure where all the income's going to come in. Mm-hmm. I have enough faith that I'll be okay because I've done it for now, holy shit, since 2013, where I haven't clocked in to a job since 2013. And I've worked completely for myself since then. So it's like, but I know now how to do that. If this week seems like it's going to be low or slow or, you know, not profitable, I'll figure out how. I create work for myself. Whereas a lot of people are like, but I need to know what's coming in at this date and what's coming in on this week and what's coming in this month. A lot of people know that. Yeah, it's true. A lot of people do that, Deneen. So they have to have that security. Mm-hmm. Whereas I have the other chromosome.
I still think last night when we were on that other show, that could be the name of your documentary, of your autobiography, just Hustle and Titties.
Hustle and Titties. Yeah. Match Game Apocalypse last night. There was a question. One of the questions was the song Ass and Titties was redone for Chelsea Bearce, and it is now blank and titties, and Hustle and Titties really says it all.
Oh, Tips and Titties is pretty good too, Denise.
There was a lot of, I think Titties and Titties was the popular answer, but yes, it was
Hustle and Titties could be your like book.
I think that's the name of her next comedy special. Honestly, Hustle and Titties makes perfect sense to me. Let's
mine would be Too Many Children.
And titties.
I made too many people.
You've made like 4 human people. Did you? That's fucking crazy to me. Let's talk a little bit about.
What can I say? I'm good at it.
Clearly. Let's talk a little bit about being single. Chelsea, you were talking a little bit about, I mean, we were talking about being single, but there was a story I wanted you to extrapolate on.
I know. I haven't even told this because it just happened tonight. Miles and Heather don't even know this, but because it just happened. I got home and I knew that I had less than an hour before we had to start this show. So I made sure to get a cake in the oven. So that was baking. And I was like, okay, I got 20 minutes. So I hit up this guy that I've been texting on and we met on Bumble. And I hit him up and I was like, hey, you know, we haven't chatted on the phone. We've been texting. I have 20 minutes. Do you want him? And he was like, yep. And I was like, great. So we talked on the phone and I had to give myself a 20-minute window because it needed to have an out time. You know, like I didn't want it to have an open-ended, like let's talk forever, like
for drinks instead of dinner, like
right. Yeah, it's like that where I knew that we had an end time. So, you know, like let's you know, get the introductions out of the way. Let me hear what your voice sounds like, you know, if you're a fucking ogre, and then we can move on from there. But let's just get this initial like weird out of the way. And we did, and it was so organic and it was so fun. And he was actually walking into his friend's house to like hang out. They were like, they're going to do like a game night and have a couple drinks and stuff. So he was walking into his friend's house while he was on the phone with me. And he was like, I'm on a phone date. She's a comedian. Like, she's pretty dope. And da-da-da. And I was like, Wait, he's already saying that. So he was proud to be on the phone date with me, which is like, check, thank you. And then he was really fun to talk to. He took my shit. I called him a dick on the, if you can't handle being called a dick by me, then it's not gonna fucking work. Like, you know, so I called him a dick. We made each other laugh. Like, it was very organic. It was really, really fun. And then at the end, he was like, go do your thing. Like, you know, if we talk later tonight, we talk later tonight. I know you're busy. I'm going to be here. You're doing your thing. It was really, really great to talk to you. And then after that, I got off the phone. Look, she's like, turn the fucking camera on.
I noticed she's all really.
I know. So then we got off the phone and I'm like getting the cakes out of the oven and he sends me a text like right away. And he was like, oh, you're a cutie. We can hang out. And then he sent me another follow-up text that was like, I really enjoyed talking to you. But I realized that in his first one, he spelled your wrong. So all I did was correct.
Oh, no.
Okay, settle down. But it's worth it, guys. He made me fucking laugh and I called him a dick. So he can spell your wrong. It's okay. So I sent him a text back. All my response was the correct spelling of your. And I sent it back. That was it. And then he wrote back, oh, I didn't realize I was going to be starting a relationship with my English teacher. And I was like, that's a major kink in porn. Like, you're welcome. Like, I mean, it just like, it was really easy. It was just that. Like, he was very quick. He was very witty, but he also wasn't turned off by the fact that I'm who I am. Like, I'm not going to water this down for you. Not now. I'm 40. This is who you fucking get. Sorry, I'm not sorry about it. So I don't know. It was, yes, Heather has a question.
Oh, is there a question from
Yes, we're taking questions.
So
any questions from the audience? Heather, what did you have?
Miles wants to know what his laugh was like.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. What was his laugh like?
For a comedian, that's so important.
Okay, but this goes deeper because Athena Rodriguez she did a tarot reading on Just My Love Life. And she was like, the one that you're going to end up with, like he's going to be tall. He's going to be this, he's going to be this, blah, 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 blah. But he's going to have a distinctive laugh. And she's like, but I can't tell you anything like regarding his name or this and this because I don't have permission to like tell you this information, right? It was fascinating. And that is something that I did tell Miles and Heather. They've gotten their cards read. Jeanette's gotten her cards read by Athena. She's very, very good. And he does have a distinctive laugh.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you duplicate it?
No.
Do we have a sound clip?
No, I didn't record it. I'm not a fucking creeper. Like, I mean, it's like, no.
I don't know about if you're not a creeper.
Well, our friendship just ended, but no, it's no, but we are going to video chat later tonight. Like, if I'm not too tired and he's not too drunk by hanging out with his friends, which is another thing. He was also very impressed that I wasn't like jealous that he was like hanging out with his friends. And I was like, we're not dating. Like this is a meeting.
Hey, if you want to be a super spreader, you go ahead. I'm
like, oh God, Jeanette and her fucking super spreading. I can't even.
I don't like it.
I know. But like, so like, he's also
vaccinated?
Like,
no.
I don't know if this. Oh my God, I'm done.
Any more questions, Deneen? Do you have any questions? Any questions for Chelsea about her date? Jason, any questions for Chelsea about her date? No. I know my dad doesn't have any. He's on here. Jeanette, any more questions?
Deneen's talking. Hold on, Deneen's talking.
My question, I think, would be just let it go for the long run because he could be on his best behavior right now.
It's true. Like when you first meet someone,
blanket, but you know.
And that's what happens when you jump in too quick, which I am notorious. Yeah. I'm notorious for jumping in too quick. I'm like, oh my God, you like my smile? Let's have babies forever and move to Kentucky. Like, I mean, I'm like the worst. I'm the worst. Like I move really fast.
Are you like in love with love kind of person? You're like, woo!
I don't know.
Great.
I don't know because that's another vulnerable thing that I'm going to tell you that I would never tell humans, but fuck it. Is that I've only given my heart completely over one time in my life. So really? I've always had one foot out the door. I've never put 100% of myself into a relationship because in every single relationship besides the one where I gave my entire heart over, there was always a level of settling to where I was like, you fuck up and I'm out. Every fucking relationship I've been in, I've had that. So I don't know. So I don't.
By the way, that's so pessimistic. 1 foot out the door, not 1 foot in the door. You know what I mean? Maybe that's how you start looking at it. I have 1 foot in the door instead of out.
Yeah, you've got a chance.
Splitting her bets.
You've got to flip it. You know,
you just hit me over the head and lock the door, I'm yours.
Right? It's very interesting. That's very interesting. Wow, this is any predictions for after the apocalypse? Any predictions of like what it's going to be like? Anybody? What do you think?
Just swap and spit with strangers on the street.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sign me up, please.
Yeah.
I mean, like Jeanette and I were talking about this recently because like I had this premise for a joke that I haven't really perfected yet, but it's just like, and it started because we were passing Six Flags with my 4-year-old, and he was like, "Man, Mom, I can't wait until, Six Flags is open, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Me either." But then in my head, I was like, except I don't want to be like the first one back on like a roller coaster that hasn't been running in like a year and a half. I'm like, I don't want to be the first one. You know what I mean? But then Jeanette and I were talking and we were like, yo, but if someone flirts with me when the world's over, I said, I will fuck him in the line at KFC. Like, I mean, it's just like, that is happening. That's for sure.
Oh,
like,
yeah. We're flirting with everybody in the world right now.
Once I'm allowed to kiss a human and like people can watch me swap spit with another person on this planet, believe that like it's
instead of the French kissing on each cheek, it's just going to be like tonguing. Hi, how are you, tonguing?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna lick them from head to toe on the sidewalk.
It's gonna be like it took us forever to say hello at that dinner party.
Oh my
No
God.
condoms, just the vaccination slip.
I think condoms are done. Yeah, fuck,
like
condoms
that.
are done. You just bring your vaccination slip. It's just like boom, let's go. STDs, thing of the past.
I'll take
Fuck
it.
STDs. That's
we
not
can
gonna
deal
get
with
you
fucking STDs.
STDs aren't going to get you on a ventilator. Who cares about a little herpes? You know what I mean?
Fuck up. We can deal with that shit completely.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if it takes a cream, it's fine.
Oh my God. Jeanette, what are you got any hardcore predictions for after the apocalypse?
God, I think a lot more people are just going to be having orgies in the street.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be like Folsom Street Fair everywhere. Is that what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that there's gonna be a lot of inappropriate. Like I'm looking forward to hugging people again, but I think it's gonna be like inappropriate where you're just like, oh, that's too long, and I have to get out of this situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeanette is the PTA president. Okay, so I feel like she's gonna just go up to like adults, like just like parents, and be like, this is okay. Like, just
oh my God.
pressing her body against another adult. Like it's not gonna be good. Yeah.
Don't get me arrested before it's happened, Chelsea.
Oh
Okay.
Now my new goal. Yeah.
I honestly think that it's funny because I talk to people. I have a lot of friends that are in other parts of entertainment too. They're in like, you guys know burlesque and magicians, and I know a lot of like people in bands and stuff like that. And at first they were all like, oh, everything's gonna shut down. There will be no more venues, no more live music. And I'm like, nah, fucker, it's just gonna be fucking crazy. It's gonna be crazy. They're gonna be like house parties and block parties, and everything is just it's gonna be like the Roaring 20s on crack.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I think that things are going to open up and people will be tentative to like go back out to things, and there'll be a period of time, a few months, where it's like slow and like testing the waters, like, oh, is this safe enough? And then fucking, I don't know, 8 months, 9 months later, it's going to be a fucking rager,
fucking Mardi Gras. Everywhere. That's all it's going to be. It's going to go hard. And then it's just like that book, The Tipping Point. Everything's going to go hard and then it's going to tip and everyone's going to be like, whoa, I need to take some vitamins and stop drinking for a little bit. But it's going to be for like it's going to be a rager for like a year. It's going to be spring break.
I haven't read
That's
that
what
book,
I think is going to happen.
Yeah, totally.
It's going to be fun.
Although I do think if I could predict anything, I think masks are staying. I think people are going to keep them for a long time.
Honestly, I have to tell you guys that it was really funny because when I went to Japan, and it's like everyone just wears them, like the teenagers actually we were in a cafe and like a school let out and a bunch of teenagers came in, sat down, took off their little masks, ate their lunch, put them back on, and then went outside. And it was like, and we were very curious when we were in Japan. And we asked somebody, we were like, why is everybody wearing these masks? And everybody's told us they couldn't afford to get sick. And so it was like, that was just the fashion. And there was all kinds of fashion ones, just like we have now. And it was just like a thing. It wasn't a big deal.
I mean, to be honest, my kids have not had a cold in over a year. And I'm just like, I'm keeping them. They're going to wear them for the rest of their lives until they spell and they just get it tattooed on their face.
I honestly think that it's just going to be kind of a fashion now, or something that you just do when you're on BART, or you just do when you're somewhere.
And
you know what I mean?
I don't think that masks are going away, but I definitely think that there will be a present in big spaces like that, or like public transportation or whatever, like you know what I mean? Like I can see myself later on in life like going and walking the street, my hometown, or going to a bar or whatever, but like if I'm getting on the bus, like you said, like or something, or I'm going to a theme park, or I'm going to a mall, I don't know why everything that I'm doing is when I'm 14 years old, but like something like that, like it's just like that will be when the fucking masks.
So can you join behind school, things like that.
Like when my period first comes in my life, like I'll have my makeup, like I don't know why I'm doing 14-year-old activities.
Giving a blowjob,
14, Eerie? Wait, let's talk about this.
No, not till
she just told on herself.
Just really quick, just like, like
when you're 14, my dad's on here. I keep forgetting.
When you're 14 and you have a dick in your mouth, it's like, whoa, wait.
No.
I was. Let me get some more boba tea.
I was 16 and I was in love, so fuck you.
Oh, 16, yeah, you totally know. Yeah.
And I was in love.
But at 14, she was.
No, dude.
Sowing those oats, baby.
Dude, I didn't even have any friends when I was 14. No.
There's a reason why you had somebody's boyfriend's dick in your mouth. I mean,
I wasn't.
Maybe
anybody
you had
else?
More friends if you were more open to blowjobs.
Wow, Jeanette, I don't have 4 kids. Hello. Yeah.
Hey, that means I wasn't open to blowjobs either. Okay?
That's true.
Something else was open. Something else. It wasn't your mouth that was open. That's
work.
Oh my God. Anybody else an ugly duckling? I was an ugly duckling.
I was hideous.
I was so ugly until I was like, I think I was like 22 when I finally got, like 20, 21, I finally got like kind of a look down and I was doing all right. I was finally like kind of cute, but God, I was not, nobody thought I was cute until then.
No, I was a monster.
If you go back to my junior high yearbook, you'll see that wonderful trend that we had where we had lipstick, but then the liner of the lips were completely different color.
Pretty.
Oh, I was so cute.
Oh,
pretty. You're cute.
I think I thought of myself as pretty cute. What, Deneen? I'm sorry, I missed it.
The Tammy Faye. Remember?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Oh
yeah.
God,
yeah.
Called it.
I had in high school. I'm in Benicia, so I was surrounded by white people, and so in high school, all the girls had these bangs. Those those curl bangs, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was like, well, I have to have those, except I didn't know that you should cut your bangs to be shorter. So what I did was I took my actual my actual length hair,
kept curling it under,
and then I just kept curling it and curling it and curling it, and it was like this weird fucking. It was basically this.
Just a cat on your forehead. Just a gerbil.
So weird. Yeah, Eerie was sucking dicks and I was just thrown in dumpsters. I mean, it's fine.
Wow.
What?
I was not sucking dicks, but
I'm
that's
sorry.
fine.
You said it.
Her dad's here, Chelsea. She's trying to walk it back.
Oh, my bad.
Let's see.
Oh well, he knows what he's in for when he comes on here. It's fine. He already knows.
This was a great.
By the way, he watches
kid.
Match Game and like.
Oh shit! Does he hate me?
Exactly. No, he watches Match Game.
He's seen me in my bra before because I took my definitely took my shirt off.
He has a great time because he keeps coming back. And
that's good.
He has a great time and he has no problem. People are fucking flipping dildos around, and I mean, I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's me too. Fuck, I've ruined every show that I've been on with you.
I mean, the show, not last show, but the show before that, it pretty much dildo was the answer for every single question. And he keeps coming back because my dad loves me. So
that's a supportive father.
Yeah, that is. And see, and then if you guys want to donate, and okay, there you go. And then the last, any last words? Any last words? Anybody want to? End on what do you think, Chelsea? Got any last words? Anything you want to any points you want to make? Anything?
Anything?
Is your dad single?
My dad is not single. Oh my gosh, Janine, thank you so much for donating. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Janine.
We love you so much, and thank you for being part of our conversation because you always have good input too. So, yes, no, my dad is not single. My dad's been married for 30 years to a very cool woman that is rad, Cheryl.
It's almost over.
Rad and takes great care of their entire family. No, she's really awesome, by the way. Okay, so anything you want to say, Chelsea? Anything you want to contribute as far as to the conversation or last words? I'm excited. Who's this guy? What's his name?
Let me check.
You gotta check what his name is.
God. Oh my God.
David. His name's David.
His name's David.
His name's
David. Heather Miles. His name is David.
His name's David, guys. I'll tell you.
Yeah. Hey,
I'll show you a picture.
How are you? I hope you guys get to meet David someday. Oh. I don't know. I like David's great name. Okay.
Just don't post that you're in a relationship right away, because then like a week later you don't see him ever again.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, she's giving out gems, okay? I don't know.
It's true.
No. This was your first conversation though, right? So
it was our first conversation.
I'm just joking. There's so many people are like, oh, I'm in a relationship, and then a week later they're not.
No, that's not Chelsea though.
Oh, I know. I know.
Oh my God, that's not Chelsea. Remember we talked about this. She's not 1 foot in, she's 1 foot out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My girl.
Yeah. The condom isn't filtered. It's not half on, it's half off. You know what I'm saying? That's not it. Never mind. Jeanette, any last words? Anything you want to kind of just say? Any advice for anybody or?
My life
have 4 kids.
Do not recommend that. Okay. Never recommend that. My life philosophy is to live every day as a bonus day. Just, if you're gonna buy the booze, that's a good booze, get the drink, get the dessert that you want, live your life like tomorrow's your last day, because I'm a 5-year cancer survivor, and I
God, I didn't know that.
Thank you.
Yay.
I
didn't know that.
Really? I truly believe that 5 years ago I got a second chance, and that's why I came back to comedy. That's why a lot of things in my life have been happening, and I think that I truly look at it like every day since that, for the last 5 years, has been bonus days, and I'm so happy to live my life every day. And if you wake up going, oh, good, I'm alive again, then, the day can go shitty, but then the next day you get another chance to have a good one,
Wow. Jeanette, I've had no idea. That's rad that you did that.
I know.
What a fucking warrior.
Well, I wouldn't say I did that. I kind of was forced into it.
Well, it wasn't like you woke up. It's not like when you're like, I'm going to run a marathon. Yeah, I did it.
I think I want someone to cut into me today. That's not. No, but that could be a kink. I don't know. I'm not kink shaming anyone.
No.
But you know what?
There's a lot of kinks.
You faced it and you conquered it, and that's fucking rad. My mom is a cancer survivor too, and I'm very the shit that she went through. Are you, Heather? The shit that, holy shit, good for you. The shit that she went through, and seeing that and all of through everything, it takes such strength, and I just really I think that's rad. So there you go.
Thank you.
I really do.
Thank you.
I really do. It takes a lot of courage to be like, fuck this. Fuck you, cancer. Let's do this. Like, it's just, it really does.
It's a mind fuck.
Well, because
sure.
it'll take, my mom survived cancer twice as well. So I had to live with that. And her last day of radiation was the day that I went into labor with Chance.
Wow.
And so that day was super big for, everybody, but it's just to watch someone go through that. It really is, a lot of it is mental, because it can take you down mentally, and you can just like concede to it, like, this is just who I am, like, I'm done, and if you have that mindset, a lot of times that's what will take you, but if you're like, no, you stand up and you fucking fight, and you mind body connection, Janine, you're absolutely correct. And I watched my mom become the strongest woman that she could be, when in actuality, her physicality was one of the weakest that she's ever been.
Right.
But I watched her just become the strongest specimen of herself. And it was
definitely the hardest thing I've ever done, was when they give you radiation and they're like, okay, this is what you're going to do. Take it. I'm leaving. You go out that door. And I'm just like, so I have to choose to poison myself now. Like, it's a mind fuck more than it is like, physically it was awful, but mentally you have to get there first and say, no, I'm going to choose to try to kick this thing's ass.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
But this took a turn. Bonus days. Live your life like
bonus days. Bonus days.
Celebrate the little things in life.
Fucking
really.
rat. Fuck this pandemic. I had cancer, bitch. What? Like, yeah. I think that's rad. And also, Chelsea, you're fucking raising your kid. You guys are both raising your kids and fucking doing the shit, doing what you have to do. And I think it's really cool.
Well, the alternatives, prison time for neglect, whatever. Technicalities.
Well, they'd have to fine you first. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But I do think I have a lot of, I think you guys are cool. So, and also they're really fucking funny. And if you guys ever are able to go see them live or even online doing their shows, and Chelsea, you want to plug some shit? Plug some shit.
Oh, I got some shit. Yeah, I got some
plug
shit.
some shit.
What day is it? Sunday. Tomorrow, Monday, Who Wrote This Shit? That is my game show that I created with my friend Robbie Sandler.
That show.
It's a great show. That's live on Facebook, on Twitch, and on YouTube. Yep, it's on YouTube. That's Who Wrote This Shit. You can find it WWTS Live. You can find it on all the
I'm on tomorrow's show.
Yay!
Eerie's on tomorrow's show, guys. Yay! I totally remembered that. Eerie's on tomorrow's show because tomorrow's National Women's Day. So we have Eerie Diamond on the show and Apple Adams, who is a biological woman. That's a lie. She's a drag queen. But so it's National Women's Day. So we are having you guys on the show. So Who Wrote This Shit? That's my show. You can watch us there. I think Miles and I are doing a show on Saturday. I think we're doing No Joke on Saturday. So you can find us there on, we'll make a Zoom link. So we like to do a show where we don't do any material. It's just like you're hanging out with comics, kind of like this, where you're just talking. So yeah, Janine. So Miles and I are doing that on Saturday. And then why not tell this? Because I've been telling the whole world.
Yay!
On Tuesday, I'm driving down to LA because I have been cast on the ABC game show Holy Moly.
Yay!
So yeah, Miles and Heather were in the car when I got that phone call. That is absolutely true. I will be on the game show Holy Moly, which is basically season 2 is on Hulu right now, so you can watch it. But it's basically if you mix American Ninja Warrior and a game of mini golf. So I had to learn how to fucking putt. That's so I will be on Holy Moly starting. I drive down to LA in 2 days. In 48 hours, I drive down to LA. So wish me luck. Boom.
Yay!
Yay. And No Joke, what time is No Joke on?
No Joke on Saturday. We usually do it around 8 o'clock.
8. Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be on 8. We'll blast it. But you can find me on Facebook, Chelsea Bearce. There it is. That's my name. Also, I'm on Instagram at Choconilla, CHOCNILLA, which is half chocolate, half vanilla.
That's her. That's her. And super delicious Jeanette. Anything you want to plug? Anything?
Well, I'm not offended at all that Chelsea forgot this, but we do a show on Wednesdays.
Yes.
Where we play Pictionary.
If I said that, you would have nothing to promote. So
Shut up right now,
that was
because
mean.
I do have another one after that, so it's fine that you don't know what I do. That's fine. So Wednesday we do a show where we play Pictionary with comedians, and we just kind of stream it on Stab Comedy Theater on Twitch and Facebook. It's a lot of fun. We just kind of like shoot the shit and draw pictures, and we're terrible at it. It's a lot of fun to watch. And then Thursdays, I do a show called Prompt Night, PROMPT. And basically we just make up the sets in the moment. We have a Facebook group called Prompt Night Group, and we get like prompts from a bunch of other comedians, and then we just kind of show it to people as they're up there, and they have to come up with something funny, and usually it's great.
It's the best shit show ever. It is.
That's Thursdays at 8.
So good. It's so good. Awesome.
And we're having Eerie on there in 2 weeks.
I'm so excited. I love doing improv shit, and not improv, but just on the fly stuff. It's like my favorite. Yes, so I do, I do Match Game Apocalypse every other Saturday. We just did one. We're going to do another one. Not this Saturday, the Saturday after. I do this show. So we're going to do one on the 20th, as well as another terrible podcast by comics. And I'm doing Who Wrote This Shit tomorrow with Chelsea. And I'm doing Sally Tomatoes on Tuesday. Live show. There's going to be real people. I'm terrified.
And Sally Tomatoes is a great show in Ronan Park, you guys. Yeah. Their social distancing is great. They have a phenomenal food. They have a great DJ Rob Cervantes. So it's run really, really well. And it's like outdoors in a tent. Like the ventilation is great, but there's also fire pits and heat lamps and everything. So it's really, really done right. So Sally Tomatoes is one of my favorite places to perform. Miles and I just co-headlined last week. Is that real? Was it last week? Holy shit. It felt like a long time ago. Was that?
That's us.
Oh, and he put us on TikTok, yo. Boom, boom. I know. Miles just got TikTok famous. So he's that's his new.
Oh, Miles, you're TikTok famous?
Yeah, apparently so.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
I should probably download that app.
It's my job now.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I do want to say thank you guys so much for being on the show. This was a super interesting show, and I love you guys have really, it was really good to hear your points of view and kind of what you're going through, and just in your lives, and also just as comics, what you guys, and women and mothers. I think it was really cool to hear all that. So, and thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. Everybody, this has been Janine, we love you so much. And Jason, thank you for showing up.
Thanks, Jason.
My dad, thank you, Heather.
Hi, Dad.
Guys, this has been another terrible podcast by comics. Thank you so much for coming by.
Bye.
We'll see you guys again. We are back on the 21st, so check us out. Bye, guys.
Bye.